Hi everybody, it's Marcia here from ZC Creations, and I just wanted to share a little video with you all today. It's going to be kind of a conglomeration of a couple different things, and I have some shout outs to people that the things that I'm doing are so fun, and I just wanted to give credit where credit was due regarding what I've learned. So the first one is a little technique that that Stacy over at Pink Poodle Crafts has had a video on, and I just thought it was the neatest thing ever, so I wanted to try it. And I just am so thrilled with how some of the things that I've done have turned out. But what it is you use these receipts from, these are printed on like a thermal paper when they come out of those little machines, you know, when you go to the store and you buy something, and you always get one of these receipts, and they're on this thermal paper. And what's so cool about the thermal paper is it's heat activated or whatever. So what Stacy showed us how to do is you just take some paint and you water it down pretty much, and I've made a little bit of a watered down wash like here with some Lumiere paints. I got a little set of these, and there we go, and they're really cute. But anyway, because I love the paints that are have like a gloss or sheen or glitter or whatever to them, and these Lumieres really have that, and you just they're pretty. So I don't know if you guys probably already have gotten those or know about them or whatever, but I'm just gonna kind of mix this up. Basically, I'm just making a little kind of a real thin wash of these colors on this receipt. I noticed that when you get, you know, when you get the paint too thick, it doesn't want to work as well, this technique. So basically you just sort of wash the color on. I guess that's the right term for it anyway. Kind of seems like that to me, because it's, you know, mostly a little bit of paint and a lot of water. But these are these Lumiere paints are so sparkly, and they're just so pretty that I thought I would use these this time and see what I come up with on this little project. And I have one other color here. Oh no, this one. This one's called Halo Pink Gold. And just kind of neat, the colors that they have. This little set that I got, or is this the other one? Yeah, this little set that I got just has a few little colors in it like this, and the other one is metallic olive. And basically you just kind of do that, and so we'll see what we get. You can leave some of the white showing on your receipt if you want to. I think I've kind of done it both ways. But then what's neat, or what you do, is you take your heat tool, and sorry about the noise because I know this is going to be noisy, but you take your heat tool and you just heat it up. And what happens is all your white areas that you've left white on your receipt turn black. It's the thermal paper reacting with the heat, and it just turns it black. And I'm hoping you can hear me okay. Sorry again about the noise with this, but we'll be done here in just a second. Because it does not take long at all to do these. And you kind of just never know how they're going to turn out, but wait, there's one more spot. Let me get another, this last one. Okay. At any rate, you don't really know how they're going to turn out. Each one of them comes out differently, and I just think they are, sorry about the glare for the shiny metallic paint, but I just think they are the coolest thing ever. And thank you, Stacy, for showing us how to do these. And it's something that just like she said, you know, everybody gets these receipts, everybody has them, and you know, if you don't need to save them for any reason, you know, now you can collect a few of them up and you know, use them to do this with, and it makes such a cool effect. I think, anyway. I love it. And I wanted to show you some things that I have done with mine. First of all, let me grab a couple of the other ones that I've done. Sorry about that. But here's some of the others that I've done. I mean, pardon me. Okay, here are some of the ones that I have done with this technique. And this one, even I used a little bit, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it or not, I used a little bit of glitter paint in this one. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I wasn't expecting it to like turn out at all, but it actually did, and you can actually see the glitter, you know, in it. Anyway, there's you know, tons of them, and I've mostly used the like the Lumiere paints or my my glossy shiny paints, in other words, because I just like those. But you can use matte or just regular you know, flat acrylics or whatever you like, you know, whatever you like the best. But that's kind of how you do that, and it's just real simple. And yeah, so I wanted to show you that. This one, I actually glued it down onto some cardstock, and then I cut flowers out of it. And I wanted to show you a little project that I did that has some of this paper on it. And this is a little plaque that I made, and it just says God's help is only a prayer away. But this paper down here across the bottom is some of this this thermal thermal paper. I call it thermal paper technique or whatever. And this little rose up here in the top corner is made with the thermal paper. You can maybe see that a little bit. Not the leaves, but the rose. And then this butterfly also right here is made, I made like a two-dimensional butterfly out of that thermal paper technique. And that's one little project that I did with that paper, and I thought it turned out really cute. And then I'm doing my very first ever art journal, and this is kind of thanks to Kelly Colegrove. She's kind of inspired me to try to do an art journal, so thanks, Kelly. And so in my art journal, I've got these are the first 2 pages, and on the first 2 pages I used Stacy's thermal paper technique. This one says, "The Lord is good to those who wait for him," and the stripes or the lines on here are the thermal paper technique with a just regular acrylic, non-glossy acrylic. And I hope that's not upside down. I don't really know. I can't remember if it's upside down or right side up, so I'm sorry if it is upside down. This one, the little flowers that I made on this particular art journal page, I cut out from the thermal paper also, but these I put some clear embossing powder on them and embossed them a little bit, so they sort of came out, they're kind of like plasticized now. And so anyway, I've got those on this one, and that's the thermal paper, and I did some stamping and some I think tissue paper or background on this one. So I kind of like how my little art journal pages are coming out. I'm going to try to do and then I've got one more. I used a little calendar, and it's a kitty cat calendar, so this page isn't done yet, but this page here, I used some of my homemade modeling paste and some of my shimmer sprays, and just, yeah, so I kind of like how my little journal's turning out so far. And then I've got one more that I'm working on. I'm going to go ahead and finish this one, and then I'm going to try to do one, actually do a video of one and do it, you know, so that you all can watch. I didn't want to start off doing that right away because I wasn't really sure how it was going to turn out. So anyway, I'm gonna try doing that on camera, and so thanks to Stacy and thanks to Kelly for helping me get inspired to do those couple of things. I was really excited, and I'm gonna share that on a page in the art journal with you, and hopefully it'll turn out. And then the last thing I wanted to do today was I had had done a flower with some edging from a doily, or a little, I think it was a doily or a napkin or a table runner. I had cut the centers out of it as we do, and to make flower centers. And so when I cut those out, you're left with like a strip like this that's sort of scalloped, and and it's just like a strip of this edging left over. So with this flower, what I did was I took that strip and I kind of gathered it, if you can see, I think you can see, and I gathered it and sort of made a flower base out of it and sort of built up a little flower here. So I thought I'd do another one of those. There was a gal, one of my brand new subbies, and I think her name is Sue, and she asked for some more video or some more tutorials. So thank you very much, and I hope that I have the right gal that asked me for for more tutorials. And so here we go. What I'm going to try to attempt to do now, this is like a crocheted lace, so it's very holy. You know what I'm trying to say? It's got a lot of holes and whatnot in it, and so you have to try to make sure that you get your thread attached to something halfway solid. What I'm doing is doing a couple of tacking stitches on the very end, and then I'm going to do a running stitch, but it's going to have to be, you just have to kind of make sure that you get it down through something, that you catch, in other words, catch with your thread some of the actual pieces of the crochet here. So Kelly Bell, I believe. Hi, Kelly. Thank you for subscribing. And Kelly told me must have been saying something about the thread that I got for my sewing machine that I didn't like, and so I was using it to make my flowers. And yes, indeed, Kelly, it does say quilting thread on there. So why in the world I ever bought quilting thread for my sewing machine, I'll never know, because I don't quilt. But anyway, so long story short, it does say quilting thread on there. So yeah, that it is very strong, and I do like that part about it. So it does make nice flowers. And Kelly was saying that she uses it when she makes dolls. So just try to find a good heavy, it's not really heavy, it's just very strong thread. And if you go to Joann's, like Kelly and I do, they have it, and it's called quilting thread. And Kelly also said that the big long needles that Fiona sells in her shop, and that also let's see, also Angela Holt, she uses them also, the long needles, to help save your hands, because when you get older, like some of us, sometimes our hands hurt. And anyway, let me see, I'm just trying to see if I have enough, or if I want to add some more to make it a little bit fuller. I don't know. I think I'll go ahead and tie that off and see what I can do with that. I might be able to build up some more things on it. And yeah. So anyway, I'm going to just go ahead and tie it off. I laid my needle down, and now it's all tangled. There we go. But yeah, you can find those long needles. I think Kelly said they were doll making needles or something to that effect. So you can find those in Joann's. I hope you can see what I'm doing here. I pulled this tight as I could with this crocheted lace. It kind of doesn't, like if you have a nice piece of, like just this little itty bitty lace here, you know that it's already partially gathered, but in order to make a nice flower, you really have to gather it again. And so like this piece of lace will be real easy to do a running stitch and gather. I'll show you that here in a second. This crocheted is kind of hard to work with to get it to gather like you should be, because of it being so open weave. That's kind of a good way to describe it, I guess. It's kind of open knit or whatever you want to say. But I think I've got it here fairly good. And I'm finishing tying it off. And then what I do is I just use my glue gun for this. Some gals, it's where you put it together, then put the edges together. Some gals I know go ahead and whip stitch that or sew that down. I don't, I guess. I don't know why. I just don't. I think maybe because Fiona Jennings644, she usually just did it, you know, this way with a little bit of glue along there. And for some reason my glue gun does not want to work. And so that's kind of how I do it. You sort of put that together. And if you don't have asbestos fingers yet, if you keep on crafting, you probably will develop them. But if you don't, be very careful because the glue is very hot. So try to just be careful when you push that together. And then I did have scissors around here somewhere. Here they are. Just cut your thread, and I'm going to try to remember to put another knot in here right away, because I'll go to do my next piece of lace. Oh, if I can get a knot in it. There we go. I'll go to do my next piece of lace and I won't have a knot in the end of my thread. So I try when I set it down to put another knot in it. That's another thing I think that Fiona taught me how to do. So when you lay it down, then you already have your knot in it. So okay, so this is kind of what I came out with, and I think it's a good base for a flower, but maybe what I should have done, it's gonna be kind of cute, I guess. It sort of came out square instead of round, but I think it's because of the way the scallops are. And maybe what I should have done was cut some of that real thin holy, what did I call it, open weave, that maybe I should have cut part of that off and just used it, you know, just did my running stitch a little bit closer to the scallop. I don't know if that would have made a bigger difference or not, but basically what I'm trying to do is get rid of some of the scraps that I have. Well, that didn't catch. Let me grab that here again with my glue gun. The very end of it didn't catch. So my desk is totally and completely covered over right now, and it's driving me crazy. I don't like it when it gets like this, but it just does sometimes. So I'll get after it here and get it cleaned up. But anyway, that's kind of what we came out with. So it's kind of sort of all right, I guess. I'm gonna I did cut off the corners of this because this scallop made corners. Can you see what I mean? See, this is like the corner of it, and here's how it went down, you know, that's how it sort of attached together. But I cut the corners of it off, and I thought, well, maybe I can use the corners, you know, to tuck in under, you know, and I don't know, might be able to use that to build it up partly. But I'm trying to figure out the best way to do that. Maybe I'll cut part of this off so I don't have so much, and then just kind of squinch this together and make sort of like a little petal. Yeah, that might work. So put some glue on here and see if I can't squinch it together. without severely burning myself. You just never know. See if squinching it together, that's a very technical term. Squinching. Okay. Yeah, maybe there's a better way to do this. I'll try a different way here in a minute. Maybe we can just fold it or something, but yeah. Oh, my glue gun keeps falling over, and I'm totally, completely crazy about making sure that my glue gun is always standing up right, because okay, that kind of made a little petal that's sort of like what I want it to do, and then I'm going to kind of add those in there for my next layer. But I don't like the way I made the petals, so let me see if I can figure out a better way to do that. We're going to cut this excess off like we did on the first one, and I only have 4 of them, obviously, because there were 4 corners. So maybe if we fold it like so, that's going to make more of a cone, and I kind of like the petal. I've got an idea. I'm going to lay a little bit of glue down on my mat like so, and I'm going to put my edge of my little petal in there, and then I'm going to squish it together. See if I can't do it better that way. And then you just kind of let it dry. Adding a little bit more glue. Like so. Let's see, I still don't have it all caught, I don't think. Kind of squish it together till it makes sort of like a little, like that. And then just wait a few minutes, and then just pick it up like so. And there you have your, whoops, lay that down. And there you have another one. So that maybe will go here, directly opposite of this one. And then we'll put 2 more on there, and that'll kind of make us another layer. So, okay, so let me just run a line here again of glue, and just kind of set that in there, and then squish it together. Squish, squish, squish. I've done this before. I'm not sure where I saw it. I couldn't tell you. I'm sorry. So whoever is out there that shows how to do this technique, remind me, hey, that was me. Because it really is kind of fun to do. I've done this before with other things, laces and whatnot, just to, I don't know, but yeah, it really works. Just to run a line of glue down on your mat. Of course, you get a little bit gluey, and you have to be careful of your fingers, of course, like I said. Never in my wildest dreams would I have thought that I would be able to, you know, touch hot glue like this and not be screaming in agony. Now, I have got it on myself a couple of times when it's been, that one didn't get squished as good as I want it on the end. So we'll squish it up a little bit more. You know, like I said, I have gotten myself a few times when it has really still hurt. So a lot of times I'll have water, you know, from my paints or whatever, like I did here a minute ago. And checking my timer real quick. I'm sorry, bear with me. I had my timer going because my camera is one of those that that has a stopping point or whatever at 20. I think it's at 20 minutes, and I know that's supposed to let me know that I'm talking too much and to enough's enough and stop the video. But you know, this crochet piece, I just did that one. Actually, I noticed upside down. This crochet piece had was kind of tea-dyed on one side and a little bit lighter on the other side. So now what I've done is I've got two that were done on the tea-dyed side, and this last one I did actually I did on the lighter side. So I'm going to do this last one on the lighter side again, this time on purpose instead of accidentally, and I'll have two that are a little bit lighter and two that are the darker tea. It's either tea or coffee. I can't remember which I did. Tea dyed or coffee dyed. You know what I'm saying. Anyhow. So yeah, I kind of squish these together and make like a little petal. Again, you wouldn't have any trouble. I could have sewn this too. You know, you could have run a little stitch along the edge of this also and just pulled it, you know, and made like a little petal out of it with stitching. But I don't know, I just kind of think this is fun to do this a little bit with your glue gun, so I did it that way. I know, I'm weird. Okay, so just pick that up, make sure it's kind of the shape you want. If not, just squinch it a little more. There's that technical term again. And then okay, and then so see, I have two that are kind of light opposite each other here, and then two of the coffee stained ones, and that one's not sticking, so let me fix that. Come on now, get in there, stick. Wondered why that one was so far apart or so wide at the end of it. There we go. That's got it. I think the others are okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put these down, and I want one to be over where my my seam is here, where I've attached the two edges together. Don't know why, I just want it to sit on top of there. So I'm going to lay some glue down and just put that one there. Kind of poke it down in there. Hold it for a minute or two, second or two, I should say. And then I'm going to use the other dark stained one on the other side directly opposite. So just put that there, poke it down in. Angel Lynn, what are you doing? my little kitty cat, she's just going crazy back here. I don't know what she's doing. Having herself a good time, evidently. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and lay the other two with the lighter side in here. And I don't know what this is going to come out looking like, girls, because I don't think I've ever made one of these before with all this crocheted stuff. So we'll see. I have no idea. But I thought maybe it would be kind of fun just to play around and try to show you that you can sort of make something out of nothing if you really, really try. Okay, so that one I don't like. It's not, doesn't seem to want to be holding as well. I'm going to give it another shot of glue and push it down a little bit more. There we go. Angel Lynn, stop. And that's what we have so far. Kind of cute, I guess. Get the glue strands off of it. And that over there. My ADD is going wacky bonkers here lately. I've had ADD for so many years that people didn't even know what it was when I had ADD. And they just thought I was scatterbrained. And people with ADD are not scatterbrained, but anyway, I'm not going to go into that whole mess. But when I have a lot going on in my life, what happens is that I really have to kind of reel myself in, and it really does help to craft. It really does. I've got glue strands which I'm trying to get off camera here. Sorry about that. But anyways, I have to reel myself in and try to. So that's why I'm doing like 2 or 3 projects here at one time. When I have to force myself to be focused on really, really important things, it helps me to craft. And a lot of times I'll just craft away and maybe even start a couple different things, 3 different projects, and you know, and it just helps. But yeah, but my ADD's going kind of bonkers right now. I've also made these little, it was part of this doily again that I made with this flower. It was part of that doily. And so I made these little petals out of what was kind of left of that doily, and I don't know, I'm going to see if I put those in there in between these what it would look like. Let me get it centered here if I can, just to see what that would look like. I don't even know how many of them I have. 2, 3, I think I only need like 4. I do have that many, so I don't know, I might go ahead and put those in there. Let's see what they look like. Maybe I could just lay them on top. I like them better underneath for some reason. So, and then another one would go here. Put those underneath, and I don't really like them under there, so I'm going to just put them on top between each one of the petals, and then And I might make a little lace, a little piece of the white lace. I might go ahead and put that in there. But I kind of like these, so I'm going to go ahead and put these in. I'm just going to push them kind of down in the middle there, like so. And push this one in there also, kind of in between the other petals that I made. This is a little bit different color of crocheted, whatever this was, doily or whatever. So yeah, so it's kind of a nice contrast. I don't know if you can tell, it's pretty, I mean, fairly close to the same color. So, okay. So that's what we have so far. If nothing else, this flower is going to have a lot of dimension to it. Let's put it that way. Got a lot of dimension already getting there. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, I think, is take my little piece of lace that I had here that I showed you a minute ago, and I'm going to go ahead and do a running stitch along that, excuse me. And this one will be a lot easier to do because it has something that your needle and thread can actually grip to. So I've got my little flounce here, and I'm going to go ahead and put the two edges together. I pulled it nice and tight. I'm going to put the two together and then pull it tight again. You can see that, I hope. Pull it together, or tack it together here. A couple of good stitches to hold it tight. Making sure it's snug. Oops. And see, my thread came undone. So I'll remedy that real quick here. There we go. Oops. I'm trying to make this so it's not so long for you, but oh boy, I get long-winded, so there you go. Okay, normally you don't have to do as much of tacking as I'm doing right here, but it just didn't look like it was holding together like it should. So I gave it a couple extra stitches. Okay. Oops, now you can take that and just cut that off, cut your excess off. There's a thread here, so I'm going to go ahead and take that off while I'm at it. And then you're going to find your two open pieces like so and put them together, and make sure that since I have this piece of lace patched together, I'm going to make sure that I have my wrong sides. Yeah, here's the other place where I patched it together. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's right there. So I'm going to make sure that this is also on the same side. Did that make any sense? I have no idea. Okay, I'm trying to make sense for you guys, but sometimes I just don't make sense to myself even. Okay, make sure that got attached, and it did. Alrighty, so now we have this little guy, and he's nice and full and fluffy. I like nice and full and fluffy little pieces for my flower. My fingers have glue all over them from doing these, squinching these things together, and now I can't feel anything hardly. But yeah, okay, so that's how that came out. And then I'm just going to put it right down in the center here, wrong side down, of course. Come on, glue gun. I've been babying you for years. You better be hanging in there with me. Okay, is that in the center? I hope. I think it is, pretty much, yeah. There we go. And I don't know, I don't think I want to put this other little doily in here now because I don't think that looks good. So, try to figure out something else that I can put in there. Maybe I can just go ahead with my flower center now and finish it off. And it kind of looks like it might need, I don't know, something else. Stick pin or some sprays, or maybe, I don't know. I don't know what it needs. It needs something, but I don't know what. So, but let me see if I can get a flower center for in the middle of it here. Bear with me 1 second while I grab my little bucket. I had something picked out, but I really didn't know what it was gonna turn out like at all, so I didn't have anything picked out. I just think these are so pretty. These are from Fiona. And they're just simple and pretty. That might be the way to go. And I can do that, or here's a cute little, I think this was an earring, and that I could put in there. That would be kind of cute. And I might do that and put a couple of ribbon loops on it, maybe. Because I have some ribbon that color. This is kind of neat. Yeah, I don't like that. This looks like it might have been an earring also. That's kind of pretty. Oops. And here's just, I think that's from Fiona also. Isn't that pretty? That's really pretty. It's kind of off center, but That's really pretty. I might go with that one in there. And then I can go with some sprays. The cutest little sprays that I found at my local Goodwill. They've got little pearls on them, but it's almost, you could almost make angel wings or whatever out of them. They've got like a netting in the inside of it. I don't know if you could see it or not, but they're kind of neat. And I could use a couple of those in there. Have it just peeking out, and then maybe just go with the plain pearl center. That would be kind of pretty. So I think I might do it that way. So get another one of those. Yeah, I kind of peruse my local Goodwill store on a pretty regular basis to try to find different things to craft with and whatever, and can't get one of these loose, but yeah, here we go. There we are. But I thought those were so pretty and so different. I'm going to go ahead and wrap them together, like so. Give myself a little bit of a base to work with. There we go. Snips and snip that off. I don't need that much of a tail. My snips are getting so dull. My little side cuts or whatever. I think I just got these at Joann's. If anybody knows a really good brand to get that doesn't get dull, and I mean, I don't I don't abuse them either. I mean, I'm not all the time cutting, you know, things that I shouldn't cut with them and that type of thing. I just don't do that. And so I'm not understanding why they keep getting so dull. I mean, they are supposed to be 4-wire. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little glue in here and lay my little spray down. But like I said, I don't know why they keep getting so dull. And I actually tried sharpening them a little bit, and it helped a tiny bit, but nothing to write home about. So yeah, if anybody knows of any that are really a good brand that don't get dull so fast, please, you know, put a note down in my, or let me know, message me, something or other. And I don't know, I kind of like that. It's very kind of understated, but it's pretty. Not much color to it, but don't always have to have color. Oh, my glue gun doesn't want to cooperate today. It's not acting right again. I'm going to push that down in the center, hoping that I've got the center. You've heard me mention before that I usually do all my crafting standing up, and so when I'm doing a video and I'm sitting down, it makes it really weird for me to try to get stuff centered and all that, but oh well, this too shall pass. Okay, so this means that I've almost run out of time here. So I'm going to try to put these together if it's not too awful long. But anyway, there's a flower and that I made, and hopefully you got some good out of watching me make it. And I appreciate you watching, and thanks again to Stacy at Pink Poodle Crafts for the beautiful thermal paper technique. Thank you so much for the other gals that have subbed. And the most important thing at all that I've been rambling on and I haven't even mentioned, this is terrible, but thank you so much to BettsyDoodle. Thank you for mentioning me as your crafter of the week. What an honor and a pleasure that was to have you mention me. And I've gotten subbies because of that, and I'm just absolutely thrilled to death. So thank you so much, BettsyDoodle, and I've learned so many techniques from you already, and I'm gonna keep on watching and keep on learning. So I'll put your link to down in my description box also, so people can go to your channel and watch BettsyDoodle. And learn a lot of things that she teaches about. So she had some beautiful alcohol ink things that she did. They were so cool. So go there and take a look at BettsyDoodle also. And thank you again, Dee, for that's BettsyDoodle. Dee is BettsyDoodle. Thank you, Dee, for mentioning me in your crafter of the week. That was amazing. So thank you again, folks, and thanks for watching, and like and share if you wouldn't mind. That'd be great, and I appreciate it. God bless you. Bye-bye.